everybody, this is Dulcimer and I hope that you are doing well. For today's video, instead of diving into a specific topic like I usually do for my vlogs, I want to give you a little bit of an update. Now, this update is going to be on something that I've already talked about pretty recently, but I want to give you a little bit more information on it. Many of you may have noticed that over the past few months, a lot of the new recordings that I have shared here on the channel haven't been new tunes or songs. They have been new re-recordings of pieces that I've already shared here on the channel in the past. Like I said, I have talked about this pretty recently, and you can check out the original video that I posted about it up in the link right there. But I want to tell you why I've been doing so many re-recordings lately. If you follow my Instagram, you might know this already, but this school year I took on a new position at my job. I went from being a 6th grade classroom teacher to my school's librarian. It has been awesome so far. I am loving the new position. But the thing about becoming the librarian this year is that it means that I have had to go back to school for myself. Becoming a school librarian means that I have to get a new certification. I have to become a certified school librarian. So this whole school year so far, I have been focusing my time and my effort mostly on my new position at school, but also on my own studies to get that certification that I really need in order to do my job correctly. While I'm really enjoying the things that I'm learning and the new things that I'm teaching in school, it does mean that I have less time to dedicate to my Dulcimer. Thus the reason why I am focusing so much of my recording time on just re-recording pieces that I'm ready to re-record. Now, that doesn't mean that I am not learning new tunes. It just means that I haven't gotten to a point where I'm ready to share those new tunes. In fact, right now I'm working actively on 3 new pieces. So hopefully those will be showing up soon. I'm not sure when, but they will be out eventually. So that's my life currently, and let's move on to what I have in store. Just recently, I learned finally, I have a slot to play at a farmer's market this summer. This was a goal of mine last year, but unfortunately because I wasn't familiar with the timing of farmers markets and when they book their musicians, I wasn't able to do it last year. But this year I was right on the ball. In fact, I was even on the mailing list for the farmers market I reached out to last year. So they sent me an email saying, hey, are you still interested in playing this year? I said, absolutely. And now I have a slot at the end of July, and it should be a lot of fun. July might be a few months out still, but I'm already starting to prep by figuring out what tunes I want to play, in what order, and trying to iron out little blips and pieces that are more difficult for me so that I can play to the best of my abilities when that day in July does come around. I think the thing I'm most nervous about with the farmer's market isn't necessarily making mistakes, it's the broader idea of playing in front of people. Generally when I play my Dulcimer, I'm really just practicing for myself or playing for myself or to record, but there's usually not anybody around that can hear me except maybe my neighbors downstairs, but they're not in the same room as me, so they can't see me playing. At a farmer's market, however, I'll be playing in front of all the people who have come to shop, and that's going to be a really different new experience. I talked to my teacher about it recently, and her recommendation was when the weather gets warm to take my Dulcimer out into some of the local parks, find a shady place to set up, and just play so that I get used to having people walk by as I am practicing, and hopefully by the time I get to the farmer's market in July, it really won't be a big deal to play in front of people. Now that the weather is starting to get warm, not quite warm enough for me to bring my Dulcimer out, but warmer than it has been, I'm planning to go out to those parks pretty soon and start at least scouting out areas that I could set up in, whether that's some sort of gazebo or just like under a big tree where I know that my Dulcimer will be safe from the sun. But we'll see. I'm really excited. I am thrilled to be able to share my music and my instrument in person with people. I love sharing it here on YouTube, but just being able to be in person with people, especially after everything we've been through with the pandemic, is just going to be really special. So that's my update for this week. There are a few more new re-recordings that you can expect soon, along with those new pieces that I am practicing and hoping to get recorded ASAP. So keep an eye out for that. And as July gets closer, I'm sure I will have more information to share with you about that farmer's market and how I am preparing. So I will see you next week. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and that's all for now. Bye, everybody.